over the country club. Well, looks like Lana came through in the poll last week. Hope you enjoyed the first vinyl episode deep dive. I did a poll of who we were gonna look into next, and Lana came out as the winner. So yeah, this album. This, to me, just off the bat, this helped me so much through the COVID lockdowns. Like, it was just some way to escape. So we're gonna get into it all. I'm very excited about this one. Let's have a look at this cover here. So when I first saw this cover, I was like, where is she? What's going on here? There's like a million people in the shot. But it's very unusual for a cover to have this kind of group shot. I mean, you've got this lovely lady here, this lady here, her. She looks familiar. Her. And then you're like, oh, there she is. Oh, no, there she is. So I think it's cool though, and I know there was another alternate cover of this, like an Amazon or a Urban Outfitters exclusive. But anyway, I have been looking into this album, doing some research, and there's quite a few things that I didn't know about this. I thought I knew it all, but no. But when I think about this album, yeah, I think of that lockdown era, which I feel like was so potent for so many because it was such an unique time. And yeah, I just remember this being on repeat for me, because it came out in March 2021, which for us in Australia was a couple of months before the second lockdown that happened, the second biggest, longest ones, which lasted for months. So yeah, let's have a look now at these pictures, because I don't really know. Where are we? Now, I know that, so this album has a lot of collaborators on it. That I know that's her brother, and I think that might be, I know her sister Chuck is in here somewhere. I'm not sure if, there she is down there. Yes. So that's her sister, Lana, her younger brother, which I actually don't know his name. I will have to find that out. And then there's people like Wise Blood, who featured on it, and Nikki Lane. I think it is these gals over here. I could be wrong. And this was the alternate cover, I think, for the album. I love this insert. It gives you a lot. It gives you a lot. Here's the back cover. You know, like in my opinion, this would have been such a cool front cover. The photo, I don't know, I can't describe it, but it's just so, like, it just catches your attention. It's very like, it's very like demanding, and her expression just says a lot. So I don't know if her sister did this photography, but this photo is just incredible. So yeah, this is her with all her pals. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure on who everyone is, but I'm assuming some of them are her family and friends. I think that's her sister there. Let's have a look at oh yes, there's more epic photos. So here we have the brother again, the sister Lana. So we've got Nikki Lane and Wise Blood, which I think is these two here. Need to do some more research of what they actually look like. And here is the vinyl, and they've used that back photo on the disc itself. So side A has white dress, Chemtrails Over the Country Club, Tulsa Jesus Freak, Let Me Love You Like a Woman, Wild at Heart. And then the other side has Dark But Just a Game, Not All Who Wander Are Lost, Yosemite, Breaking Up Slowly, Dance Till We Die, For Free. And they went all out with the Form Deluxe insert here with the lyrics as well, which is really cool. So lyrics on this side, credits on that side. That's interesting. It's got lyrics for some of them, but not all of them. So it's got lyrics until Wild at Heart, and then it just goes into credits. I think it's because they ran out of space, but at least they included some of them. So let's get into a bit of the facts about this masterpiece, Chemtrails Over the Country Club. So the name, first of all, just evokes such imagery. And I think it perfectly encapsulates the scene that we're in this a lot of this album, and that idea that while we're all feeling, you know, safe, there's other things going on. And I feel like she tapped into that quite a lot thematically, and I think she's sort of has, in her usual way, has these nostalgic echoes back to times in America, and I think what she kind of harnessed, particularly with the Chemtrails song, is that feeling of innocence and naivety in front of all this other stuff that's happening in the background, and people not aware of things that are, poisoning them or affecting them. That's how I, that's the obvious interpretation, although there are likely to be more. This album was actually, from what I read, it was meant to be released in 2020, but it got pushed back because of COVID delays, particularly because of the delay in creating vinyls at the factories, which were obviously closed down. But because Lana has such a vinyl presence, that actually was partly responsible for the delay. So it's the follow-up to her critically acclaimed, famous Norman Evan Rockwell album. I don't want to get striked on YouTube by saying that word, but yeah, so this was highly anticipated, and I think it actually worked out well that there was a 2-year gap between them, because it just kind of, helped whet the appetite for new music. But it was initially intended to be called White Hot Forever, and then it eventually became Chemtrails Over the Country Club, or just simply Chemtrails, as many refer to it as. She teamed up with Jack Antonoff again, who is popular with a lot of other artists, Taylor Swift, Lorde. Lana had been working with him for quite a while beforehand, and he actually he co-produced most of these songs, 10 out of 11. So one of the songs that's on here, I only just recently found this out, and it's one of my favorites of it, is Yosemite, and that was actually produced by Rick Knowles, and she recorded that in 2016 intended for her Lust for Life album, and then it ended up on this album, and in my opinion it works so much better on this album than it would on Lust for Life, potentially if they'd changed the production, and they'd made it more in line with the way Lust for Life was produced, then it might fit there. But also the story and the narrative of it suits this a lot better, in my opinion. So it was worth waiting a couple of albums later for the right one to be put on the right one. But yeah, the other songs all produced by Lana Del Rey and Jack Antonoff. There is a cover of a Joni Mitchell song on here for free, which also features Zella Day and Wise Blood. Okay, I can see photos of them now. So we'll go back and we'll see Zella Day. Oh, okay. So this lovely lady is Zella Day, and this is Wise Blood here. So I actually need to check out their tracks. If anyone has any recommendations for Zella Day, Nikki Lane. Nikki Lane is the other one, which we saw. I think we saw her. Oh yeah, we saw her on the back here. I love that she put the Joni Mitchell song, which is from her album Ladies in the Canyon, and I just feel like that is just synonymous with this. It just feels like it's a relative album. So the first single was Let Me Love You Like a Woman, and she actually performed that on the Jimmy Fallon show, and that was supposedly her first American TV performance since her Saturday Night Live performance in 2012. She then released Chemtrails Over the Country Club, which was the title album track, and I remember seeing that video, and the mask that she's wearing, the mesh mask, which I love how she did that. It was more of like a fashion piece. It's like she was already commenting on, you know, the time at that time, and you know, it will forever be cemented into that time. And yeah, we can see someone in the photo wearing a mask over here with some jewels on it of some sort, or sequins. So then she released Tulsa Jesus Freak and White Dress as singles, and I think White Dress was such a powerful track to start the album off with. It kind of takes you back to a pre-Lana, pre-everything, back to when she was just, I guess, Elizabeth Grant, working at a cafe somewhere, trying to get into music. I found that track really intimate and genuine, and giving us a look into her life before all of this, all of her as we know it, into a more naive version, I guess. So this album was critically very successful. It got a Metacritic score of 81 out of 100, and it was just generally praised for its her songwriting and her storytelling, and her world building, basically. So I hope you enjoy this. I love this album. I think it would be up there in my top of hers. Maybe not the favorite, but definitely up there. I'm going to be doing another poll on who or what group or who we're going to do next week. So I will put a link to the poll in the description, and you can vote on who's going to be next. I hope you enjoyed this, and have a great, relaxing rest. I'll see you soon.